Hey guys, I'm back in the kitchen and today I'm going to make some shaving soaps without shaving mugs. So I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but when you purchase a shaving mug and you're local to the New Orleans greater region, you see me at the farmer's market or here on the farm, you can actually bring me either your favorite mug or you can purchase one and get it refilled with us, right, for a price. So we actually had a customer come by. They purchased this last year and they just ran out and said, hey, would you mind filling this again? Absolutely. What I usually ask for, if you come to fill a custom mug that you love and just want to, use as a shaving mug, or if you have purchased one, that you give me at least 2 weeks to fill it, right? So when I purchase or look for mugs, it's either coffee mugs or that I find in thrift stores, to support our thrift stores and our local businesses, right? So I found some cute ones, so let's go ahead and get started, right? So let's do this. I got my base oil with the stearic acid right here. Everything is nicely melted, no chunks in it. Let's get started. So it's going to get a little noisy right here. So we're going to go ahead and make sure everything is nicely mixed up. Let me go ahead and get this cable out of the way. And you see I have a heavy duty stirrer, right? One of those cheap ones. I used to do it and I would have to replace them after 2 or 3 times usage. It was not worth it for me. So I invested a lot of money in my little stirrer and it works great. So we have the water lye mix, and yes, every soap has sodium hydroxide in it, which is the lye. I use food graded lye only because it's gentler for your skin. So we're going to pour this now in there very, very carefully. Generally, when you read up or do research, you would get always told that you have to have safety goggles. So this is my safety goggles, are my glasses. Without it, I would not be able to see very much. Or, I can read or see distance, just not close by. And, yeah. So as you can see, it's already starting to thicken up. What the sodium does is it's the glue that holds the liquid, like the water or the milk, and holds it together with the oils. Because if you ever done any experiment with oil and water, you know that the water will not mix with oil. And so you need to have something added on, which is the sodium hydroxide. That is what adds on. Now, I would not recommend that you do this with the young children because the sodium hydroxide can burn through your clothes and your skin as well. So you got to be very, very extra careful. But that's just a suggestion to me. So now you see it's gotten thicker. Now I'm going to start adding the gold of everything, the goat's milk, right? So we're going to start slowly adding this in here. Now, I use the hot process for various reasons. If you ever want to know why I use the hot process compared to the cold process, you can let me know. A lot of people don't use the hot process because they're worried that it's going to burn, the goat's milk going to burn. I haven't had that, but I'm very particular that I follow every step that I decide for my recipe. So you see it's starting to thick up. What we're doing right now, we're actually tracing. It's called tracing the soap batch. And as you can see, I do small batches. So I don't have like mass production going on. I do one batch at a time, right? So let's go ahead and whip it up a little bit so we can get done faster, right? See, we're mixing it up nice and neat and making sure we're not spilling anything. It's even getting little bubbles already, you see it? tracing, it's still too liquidy. We want to make it nice and thick so we can almost write our name in it, right? So we definitely want to continue mixing it. And sometimes I have to switch arms only because this arm starts hurting, right? We're getting there though. Last drop. Now I also want to say that everything that I use to make soaps or lotions, I do not use in food preparation. I just don't want it contaminated, right? So, yeah. So this is my kitchen where I make the skincare products. Then I have my house where I have my kitchen where I make our food, right? All right, we're getting there. Beautiful. All right, you see, now we're tracing. You see how it stays up? It doesn't sink in. Now we're traced. All righty, perfect. Let me put this over here real quick. So now comes the waiting part. We are going to now turn it on, and and we're gonna let this now liquidate and it turn into liquid again. We don't want to burn it. This is where the iffy parts comes in. It's going to first have a shell, which is really, really thick, and I'm going to show you guys in the next video how to do that, how that works. But then when the shell in the inside will get all soft and almost looks like lava. That's the only way I can explain it. And then we're going to turn off everything, and we are going to trace it a second time. What this process does, it actually burns out or cooks out, I shouldn't say burn, but cooks out all the high sodium level of the sodium hydroxide, anything that burns your skin, because you don't want to, when you use your soap, you don't want to have a burning feeling, right? So it cooks it out, and that's one of the reasons why I love the hot process, because all of that stuff gets cooked out. Very simple, but because goat's milk has a high sugar content, we want to make sure that we're sticking with it and watching it just like a little baby. You know, we're cradling it and hovering over it and gooing over it just like a little baby. And so I'll be back here in a little bit to show you the next step. Peekaboo, I'm back. So I wanted to show you guys this real quick. So we are now having a shell, which is pretty much what it says, a shell. See, it's all hard. That is normal. And so I'm going to allow a little space on the wall, only because so the lava, as I call it, or the liquid that's actually creating in there, allows to go on top, so there's not too much pressure underneath it. So that's all I'm going to do right now. We're not done yet. It still has to cook at a low temperature. And so, yeah. But if you're interested what I all do other than shaving soap, you know, go on my website, www.cajuncorral.com. So see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, back again. Let's see how it's doing, right? This looks amazing. You see it's bubbling up right here on the sides, right, real nicely. That's the lava I was talking about. It almost looks like lava, right? It's just not runny. So let's go ahead and start tracing again. This is our second trace. That's what we need to do because we don't want liquid soap today. So let's turn it off. Let's go ahead and very gently, very carefully, we're going to mix all of this. Now, don't worry if this is not completely, I'm not worried about if that is completely, you know, if the shell is completely done. It'll mix up once we get it all done. We're going to make sure nothing is left from that shell. So, by the way, this is now almost an hour in. It takes me between 1.5 and 2 hours, depending what batch I make. to make one batch of soap. And one batch has about 24 bars. So it's tiny, and yeah, but I love it. When I work here and I make stuff on my products, it just feels right. This is my passion. This is where God led me to, and I'm enjoying every minute of it, right? Especially when I hear from you guys, my customers, how great my products work on your skin, and anyone else in your family, right? That just validates that I'm on the right track. So here we go. This is almost nicely done. You notice that it changed also in color, right? You notice that it was much lighter. But because goat's milk has, like I said, high content of sugar, it can very easily caramelize, right? And once it caramelizes or burns, it stings, and you got to throw the whole batch away. That's why most people don't use the hot process. But like I said, I love the hot process. And yeah, there's a little chunk right there. You got to still make sure that it melts. This is pretty much what I'm doing. I'm checking if there's still some of the shell left. That's all I'm doing, right? Making sure everything is nicely mixed in. Very at the status of tracing. You see how thick it is? Oh yeah, we're almost done, guys. Almost done. All right, that looks good. You see how it just pulls away? Perfectly tracing. Beautiful. All right, so now comes another important part. Because we cooked, you know, had the batch cook, we want to put some of those amazing benefits of our base oil back in it. So you have the double whammy of the organic coconut oil, the organic cold press olive oil, shea butter, honey. Now with the vitamin E. Now with the shaving soap, and I'll show you guys real quick. You see the white powder in there? That is kaolin clay. If you want to know what that does, come contact me, or, you know, come see me at the market. But it's a very important part of the shaving soap that I make. All right, let's go ahead and get that mixed in as well. So we're no longer going to use our little handy dandy whisk. What we're going to do now is now comes the handwork, right? We're now adding this in there, and it has to melt. The shea butter has to melt. So we want to make sure that we put everything under. We're going to let it sit for a little bit so it has time to melt. And then all we're going to do is pretty much wait till everything's melted, mix it up again, and then we're going to continue with the next one. All right, now we're getting towards the end, believe it or not. So this now is completely melted. Everything is nicely mixed in. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add the scent. Now, I've talked about this on many videos, that every essential oil has its own flash point, and what that means is that's the highest temperature that it can accept, so it doesn't change the scent. So I know by feeling it that it's perfect. You're gonna have to investigate and research if you ever want to know more about flash points, but I know this is good. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to actually make two different scents. On our shaving soap, we have the old-fashioned scent, which has the essential oils of that decrease the razor burn, the risk of razor burns and breakouts. And then I have one that has still the essential oils in it that decreases the risk of razor burns, but also has a sweet cashmere scent to it as well. So if you're somebody that, or know somebody that you want to purchase it for, that wants a little bit more of a scent, the sweet cashmere is perfect, you know. But if you want a lighter scent because you just don't want too much scent around your nose because you're sensitive, then the original would be perfect. All right, so, and again, you can find those either here at the store, at the markets that I go to, or on my website at www.cajuncorral.com. So let's go ahead and get started. So because we know we're going to have two separate batches, right? I'm going to go ahead and count this out real quick. So I'm going to be very quiet real quick. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the one with the scent over here real quick, and the one with the original scent on the other one. So I need to, oops, almost knocked that over, huh? Let me go ahead and mix this up real quick so we have all the scents nicely in there. Oh, it smells so refreshing. So, oh, just so good, right? To me, mixing it up with a scent, it's very, very calming. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to start out with a mug that actually got pre-ordered, right? So they can pick it up this Saturday at the market. So here we go. And again, if you have a mug from your favorite football team or from a special place, and you don't really want to use it as a beverage mug, you can come drop it off. I take your phone number, and I can fill this for you, just like I'm doing right now. See, it's filled. And so let me show you something now. So this is my tester cup, right? If you have a brush, that's fine. If not, we do have kits available that comes with a brush, right? And it's really, really neat. Now, but I want to show you guys how great it lathers up. So you want to wet your brush real quick. And see, the cool thing is about goat's milk is it has the natural fats of the goat's milk. So you have moisturization going on. Listen to this. It is squishing. But look. It's just that little bit. And that's all you need. I mean, I could put it on my face, but I don't want to. So I'm going to put it on my arm. Watch. Look how thick this is. Look at this. Look. It's so thick. So if you're a woman, we do have also just shaving soaps or shaving gel. So if you are a woman that prefers just the soap or the gel, that's the same thing, guys. But look how amazing, how thick this is. And this is the original scent, so it's very light scented. My husband prefers that one over the one with the sweet cashmere. But I have several of my customers that just say, oh, I love the sweet cashmere. It just relaxes, calms me down, and feels amazing on my skin. So here you go. So check us out at the store right here on the farm, or at the farmers market, Bountiful at Cheers Point, Gretna Market, or go to www.cajuncorral.com. Go soap up.